right, the next game, Eagles at the Giants. This line opened up Eagles -3. It's still -3, although this line's been taken off the board in all sports books except for Bookmaker. I read that some Eagles, some staff members tested positive, but I don't know like why. That's happened before, and that hasn't caused the line to come off the board. So I don't know what the deal is here. So with that in mind, who do you like in this game?
Yeah, so I have the Giants here for 0 units. I don't have a very good read on either of these games. Part of me thinks the Eagles are going to be better coming off of their bye. They're going to be healthier. They're going to have Jeffries possibly coming back after 10 weeks of us waiting to see if that would happen. Then Rager came back, and he was pretty good. Dallas Goedert was back in the game before the bye. So they have a lot more passing weapons. But I'm still worried about that offensive line. The Giants have been playing better on defense lately and getting more pressure. We saw them do that against Washington. We saw them get pressure on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers and just play really sticky coverage in the back end, where Tom Brady was actually making good throws against the Giants, but they were just breaking up every pass because they were covering so well. So that's just something to keep an eye on. If they keep improving that defense, that's less of something to consider for this year, maybe down the stretch, but next year, Giants could be a little bit of a sleeper team there. I also think their offense has played a little bit better. Daniel Jones still is making mistakes constantly, but the only quarterback doing that more frequently than him is Carson Wentz, who leads the league in interceptions and sacks taken with marks of 12 and 32 respectively. So I think there's going to be a lot of mistakes in this game. I think it's going to be sloppy. And my rule of thumb in NFC East games, they're usually close. Occasionally one blowout when the Cowboys have to start Benucci or someone of that ilk. But I'm just going to I'm going with the Giants for no units. I just think they're wanting to avenge a close loss and try to earn a win against someone who isn't Washington. So I'll take as you did earlier, I'm taking the 3 points because I think this is going to be a field goal in either direction. So I either win or push in this circumstance.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Although we're going to be 5 for 5 in disagreements. I don't know. I mean, I had a tough time like deciding this game. But then I thought about it, and then I came to realize that the Giants have beaten one team this year, and that's the Redskins. And in those two games, they've had to count on 6 turnovers from the Redskins, and yet they only won those games by a combined 4 points. So they need the Eagles to self-destruct, and like that could definitely happen. Like Carson Wentz is not seeing the field well, but I think that there's a chance that coming off a bye, he might be better. Like maybe he's going to look at film and realize something that's going wrong. Maybe Jeffery will help a lot. Maybe Miles Sanders coming back will help a lot. Maybe Lane Johnson not leaving the game in the middle of the game will help, and like having a week off will allow them to be healthier. So I just think that like the biggest advantage in this game is the Eagles defensive line versus the Giants offensive line. I know the Giants offensive line played better against the Buccaneers, but I don't think Tampa really tried that hard. And then last week the Redskins just gave that game away with like 4 turnovers. So I think as long as the Eagles don't have too many giveaways and off a bye, maybe they won't. I think they should win this game easily. But then again, like if they start turning the ball over, then the Giants could definitely win. So I like the Eagles, but I can't really bet this game. I can't bet the Eagles as a field goal favorite on the road. So, it's just another no unit bet, but I like some of the other games a lot more later.
Yeah, I like the late slate better too. I get where you're coming from because I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm just leaning on the Giants because they've played better of late, and I don't think they should be like 3-point underdogs at home, but there's definitely a world where Carson Wentz doesn't make as many mistakes or Daniel Jones has 5 turnovers. So I think we're kind of on the same page here of this is like a tough game to pick. We're just on very slightly opposite sides.
Yeah, and this is secretly kind of a hedge for me. I guess not so secretly anymore because I have an 18-1 bet on the Giants to win the division, which is still alive somehow. Right. So if they win, if the Giants win this game, they have just as many wins as the Eagles do. So could still happen. I guess we'll see.